Hi. Good evening, all of you. It's so awesome to be here. And I, first of all, would like to thank Pastor Jonathan David, Pastor Helen, and all the distinguished speakers and all the international participants for giving me the opportunity to share with you something that I'm very, very passionate about. A few years back, I had a heart attack, and the doctors didn't give me much chance of another lease of life. But God's will is always more than man's will. Amen. And here I am. And for many years, I had the problem of not being able to keep my doctors happy, because every time I go for a checkup, he will tell me this is not good, that is too high, this is too low. And until a time came when I come to the clinic, I didn't enjoy the visit. My doctor didn't enjoy seeing me. And each time I see him, he never smiles at me anymore. And 29 months ago, by the grace of God, I came into a product that I'm sharing with you today. And this product gave me a new lease of life. New lease in the sense that physically, I have never been healthier than before. And many of my friends who haven't seen me for the past so many months, whenever they see me, they will have a little shock. The shock is, what happened to you? And I have a story to tell. This evening, I'm much, much privileged and honored that I'm facing almost a world audience. And I'm sure you represent hundreds and thousands of Christians all over the world. And I thank you for this privilege. My passion today is to share with you this wonderful, wonderful medical device. And I was really, really glad Pastor Helen, in that short 5 minutes, could tell you about the device, which I cannot tell in 30 minutes. So very quickly, I'm given about 30 minutes. I want to share with you a short PowerPoint presentation about this medical device. You probably see me wearing a watch-like thing on my wrist, but this is more than a watch. This is actually a medical device that has been registered internationally as a medical device. So it's not a gadget, it's not a gimmick, it's not a watch. It is a medical device. And just a little about my company. I have the privilege to start a company to market this product. And we call this company Vantros. Vantros is short for values and traditions of success. I have been in my industry for about 40 years. And in these 40 years, my concern is about how we should be building enterprises based on values and traditions rather than on just bottom lines. My company's philosophy is something I think all of us can identify with. To live is to love and to serve. And this is my personal marketplace ministry, especially to Indonesia. Some of you are from Indonesia. Selamat datang. This company operates on 4 core values. The first of which is our value on Yes, proactivity. We want to be a proactive company, taking responsibility for all that we claim about our products, and to be working this business with integrity, and to love what we do and do what we love, and then to be providing the best service that we can. So this is my company, Vantros, and to kick off this presentation, a $6 million question. Yeah, it's a very expensive question. Are you ready? Okay. If you could live 30 years longer, would that sound a good prospect? Would you say no? If you could look 10 to 20 years younger, would you be happy? No, this is to ladies only, ladies only. You can say no. If you could be free from degenerating diseases, if you could be free from dependence on any drugs, if you could be free from being a financial burden because of ill health to the family, would you be interested? Would you be interested? Okay, even if you are not interested, would you know of somebody who is interested? I'm sure you know. Okay, then we are on the same page. I'm here to introduce to you this medical device that we call IM laser. IM stands for Integrative Medicine. This is the world's first two-in-one medical device for two very important functions: cleaning of our blood, at the same time restoring cell functions in the body. And these two functions are carried out instantaneously the moment you put on this therapy. And it is safe, non-invasive, no needles are used, effective, no side effects, very convenient. You can bring it anywhere you want to go, and it is always so handy. My latest experience from my friend is that they were having a meal in a restaurant somewhere in Taman Tun in KL. And then on next table, somebody were there for dining, and the elder lady around the table collapsed suddenly. And this person in this table happened to be one who was using this device. And seeing the other table, the person on the other table collapsed, she immediately went to that table, asked for permission from the other lady's husband to try out this and put it on the person who collapsed. Within 5 minutes, she woke up and was able to go to her car and went home. So this was something very, very marvelous, because I, for one, I didn't expect that this device could even be used for emergency purposes. And this device is for life preservation and anti-aging, for health restoration, as well as for pain and inflammation management. Some of you here, if you are in pain or you are having some inflammation somewhere in the body, I would strongly ask you afterwards, go to our stand there at the end here and go for a therapy. It's free. there's a direct positive impact from this therapy that concerns 8 body systems that covers more than 80 health issues. So it's a wonder device because it can help manage 8 body systems and more than 80 health issues. One of the issues concerns blood. Are we all warm-blooded here? Are we? I think we are not so much warm-blooded, but most of us come here thick-blooded. Our blood is too thick. And as a result of the high viscosity of the blood, then health issues come. So being warm-blooded is what we should be, but not thick-blooded. So if you suspect that you have high blood viscosity, please go to the stand afterwards. My colleagues, Phyllis and Andrew, will be there to help you to go through and understand deeper about this therapy. So the science behind this medical device, there are 3 things, very simple things that are behind this laser, this IM laser. The first thing is that about cells. This device handles all the health issues right at the cellular level. That means it goes to the cells. You see, we are all created in such a way that from head to toe, they are all cells. And cells come together, they form tissues, tissues form organs, organs form systems, and all systems together form this body. So for most times, if any health issues arise in the body, you can trace back to something wrong with a body system or some organs, some tissues, and of course, you trace back to the cells. Therefore, rightly speaking, any issue regarding health should be tackled at the cellular level. And this is how this device works. It goes to restore the cell functions so that if your cells can work as they should, then your tissues, your organs, your systems, your whole body should have good health, restored health. And the next thing is about blood. I think we are all agreed here that our life is in the blood. Is our life in the blood? By this I mean the quality. The quality of blood in the body will determine the quality of the life you can have. That is why just now I mentioned that most of us are unaware. We are here with thick blood, high viscosity. Now, this is one sure passport to many, many health problems when our viscosity is high. So what we have to do is keep the viscosity, the blood, thin. And so many people today are happily on blood thinners. And we think that that's the way to go. Blood thinners are never the way to go. If you're on blood thinners, can I recommend that there is a better alternative than being dependent on those blood thinners. My alternative is this, because one of the side effects of blood thinners is the stomach lining becomes ulcerous over time. Now, if you are onto this therapy, you can forego your blood thinners, because the moment the therapy is on, the laser through the meridian points that Pastor Helen mentioned just now, the laser will immediately go to work to thin down the blood and carry a lot of unnecessary waste that is hanging around inside the blood. And so when the blood gets thinner, flows better, more oxygen can be carried by the red blood cells to reach all the other parts of the body. And so this is one sure way of feeling fresher, healthier, and living longer, looking younger. And the next thing about this device is that it is making use of one of the most basic creations of God. Remember Genesis, one of the first verses, let there be light, and there was light, and thereafter creation followed. And to show the importance of light. So, as far as mankind is concerned, we all live because of one light process called photosynthesis. Probably we already forgotten some of this as we come out of school, colleges, and so on. Photosynthesis is that very process that the plant makes food from light. And as a result of that light that stimulates the green parts of the leaf, it makes food. And so that we won't go hungry. And this has been since Adam until today. Photosynthesis. So this device makes use of the same principle of photosynthesis, using light to stimulate the cell. And when light stimulates the cell, certain chain of events happen. And these things that happen as a result of that stimulation by the light is so vital, so important, and yet most of us don't have access to something so simple as that. We have more trust on what the doctor prescribes us than we have over what light can do for us. Can you accept my statement? Can you give yourself a clap? So, our premise here is that health issues has to be tackled at the cellular level. And this is exactly what this device will do. Because of the stimulation of light on cells, then energy is produced. And this energy is not just energy you think about for your walking and running. This energy is the chemical energy that must be present in every cell for it to be used up in what we call cell respiration, cell metabolism, so that the cell can regenerate, do its repair work, the cell can actually function as it should. If you want to know a simple mathematical perception of health, the simplest formula of health is the rate of repair must balance the rate of damage in your body cells. At any time, the rate of damage is more than the rate of repair or regeneration, you are in trouble. You're in trouble. And therefore, this equilibrium, this balance can only come about if we can have healthy cells all the time. To have healthy cells, you need to have energy to maintain the cells at that healthy level. Otherwise, cancer, aging, premature death of cells will become commonplace. In fact, most of us today live as though these are to be expected. Cancer is to be expected, this disease, that sickness, as though is to be expected. But this is so unnecessary, so unnecessary. One smart guy came up with this statement. He said that every health issue today can be traced to the deficiency of energy at the cellular level. And we believe strongly in that. And moreover, we believe that whatever your health issues are, and if you look forward to any restoration, remember, health restoration cannot just be managed by just looking at the symptoms and treating the symptoms. I sometimes have a hard time communicating this to my daughter, my son-in-law. They are doctors. I have sometimes on different page with them, because I said, most of the time, what you do is you treat symptoms. But that is not the way. And they think that their father is trying to be so clever. To me, we have to go to the cellular level. And if you and I today have a way of making ourselves healthy, functioning as they should, and supplied with the necessary energy for sustenance, there you have the key. You have the key. Can you click for me? I want to mention now about this energy. This energy is a chemical energy. And for today, our purpose here, just remember ATP. Can you say ATP to your friend? ATP? Just bring this word home, ATP. If you hear about ATP from now on, and you remember what I share here about ATP, I can more or less say that your life, your health, is going to be different from today. If you understand ATP, you remember it. Now, what this device does is, as it stimulates your cells with the light, the laser light, it starts to make your cell produce ATP. ATP. ATP is a short form for adenosine triphosphate. That part we don't have to remember. Just remember ATP. But I'm sorry to tell you, ATP in the cell, the production of ATP, decreases with age. Some of us here today feel a little bit OLD, right? Do you feel OLD? You see, I never mentioned this word. To me, this word is out. I canceled it out since 35 years ago. Can you please stop believing that you are OLD? Can you stop believing that? Never, ever, ever say that because my age is so senior now, so I am OLD.